Hello, everybody. It's me, Saroj Parajuli from Putalisadak over here. Today, I'm going to teach you about Summarize Spoken Text. Yes, you can, guys, you can see the template over here in my screen, but only understanding template is not enough. We need to understand what we need to do in order to get 90 out of 90. We need to understand what we should put in this blank content. We all know that understanding template, writing template gives us full marks. It's correct, but I don't totally agree with this statement as well, because in Summarize Spoken Text, what the PT is asking us is the phrases that we will be hearing the audio about. We need phrases from there. We will understand what are the phrases, but I want to teach you about how we need to use this template and what type of words should we write it down or note it down while listening to the audio. At first, we need to understand the four things over here. To get 90 out of 90 in Summarise Spoken Text, you need to understand each and everything now I'm going to say to you guys. Now just listen, what are the four things? I will teach you four things and only try to note it down. Just try to note it down what I will be saying right now. And guys, all the best for 90 out of 90. I am giving 100% sure that you will be getting 90 out of 90 if you follow these techniques. Now let's see what are the four things. At first, what you need to do is you need to understand these four things. What are those four things? Now let's see. Those are noun, adjective, verb, and adverb. If you identify these things, if you understand these things, it will be a lot of easier to you guys to get full marks in your exam. Now let's see, what is noun. A noun is just a word which refer back to something. Okay, let's see. I can say like a boy. Okay, a boy, an elephant, a school, a table. You can also see what is this. A naming word for a person, place, or thing. You can say a naming word for a person, place, or thing. Now let's see what is adjective then. What is adjective then? Adjective, a describing word for a noun. It means that we describe something, there should be a noun. For example, let's see, a tall boy. What is a tall over here? What is, okay, let's see, a white table and a large school. Now let's try to identify what is noun and what is adjective over here. Let's see, a tall is an adjective over here because it is defining a boy. It is sure that an adjective cannot arrive without a noun, because an adjective is a describing word for a noun. So adjective, for coming adjective in any context, there need to be a noun. Okay, now let's see another one. A white table. Okay, a large school. Okay, now let's understand verb. What is verb over here? Verb is an action or doing word. For example, jump. Jump is verb one. Okay, what is jump? Jump is, what is jump? Jump is verb one. Yes, run. What is run? Run is also a verb one because it defines a action. What is verb? Verb defines an action of doing something. Another one, what is read? Read is also a verb one. Okay, if I say reading, what is reading then, guys? What is reading? Yes, it's verb one plus ing. That is also known as, what it is known as? It is known as verb four. Very good, guys. Sing, to do something. Okay, to sing. Cook, it is also verb one. If we use ing over here, then it's verb one, verb two. Yes, you guys need to know about verb one, verb two, verb three, verb four, and verb five as well. Okay, just try to know, understand what are these things, and it will be a lot of easier, guys. Now let's see. Now let's understand what is adverb over here. Okay, okay. Now what is adverb? Let's see. Adverb, a word that adds more meaning to a verb. That means a word that describes how you did something, and it is often denoted by ly at last as well. Okay, it is an identifier. Ly is an identifier for identifier for adverb. Now let's see, what is this? I sang loudly. Loudly is an adverb. He ran quickly. Quickly is an adverb. He slept soundly. Soundly is an adverb. And let's see what is verb over here. Slept is a verb. Ran is a verb. And sang is also a verb. Then let's see the connections over here. An adjective cannot arrive without a noun. Similarly, an adverb cannot arrive without a verb. So, understanding these things, now let's move on to the demonstration and let's see how we will be following our instructions to get 90 out of 90. Now, let's see the template first. Yes, this one is the template, and I am copying this template because I'm not wasting my your valuable time typing these templates. Now, let's see. I will share you the audio as well and try to show. Okay, guys. Okay, I am going to restarting this question. Come on. See what type of things I will be noting down. We need noun, adjective, verb, and adverb.
The less space equals more traffic theory, known as level of service, was once the established rule of traffic engineering. But it has long been discredited. To show how traffic really works, we need to look at a different supply and demand concept, called induced demand, which simply means the more you increase the supply of something, in this instance roads, the more people use it. This is because when you expand a road, travelling by car becomes quicker and easier in the short term. And this makes travelling by car more attractive, and so more people are more likely to use their cars than usual. More car trips equals more cars on the road, and all that extra space quickly disappears. Now there is a limit to all of this. If you make a 10-lane motorway into 100 lanes, you could travel without seeing another car for miles. But we're not talking about a mathematical principle. We're talking about human behaviour, which is often influenced by a whole host of different factors, something which the level of service argument cannot account for. So what impact does the introduction of new bike lanes have? Well, the induced demand effect also works in reverse, which means when you reduce road capacity by introducing new bike lanes, for instance, again, there is an immediate impact, but this time car travel becomes slower and more congested in the short term. This then discourages road use, and as a result, congestion will largely go back to similar levels as it was before, and in some cases, go down. It's called traffic evaporation.
Now, just arrange your notes. Okay, just arrange your notes first. Traffic really works. Supply and demand concepts known as induced demand. Traveling. Okay, no worries. Traveling by car becomes quicker and easier. It's okay. No worry. 10 lanes into 100 lanes. It's okay. Mathematical principle. It's principle. Okay, principle. Introduction to new bike lanes, and travel becomes slower and more congested. Traffic evaporation. Okay, now I'm going to copy the template first and show you guys how I will be using these things. Now let's see. Your sentence must have a subject, verb, and object. Okay, subject, verb, and object. Now, while using this template, just make sure that your sentence are in structure, because in this section we will be getting marks in two sections. That one is in listening one, and another one is a writing one. And writing scores are also contributed through Summarise Spoken Text. So make sure that you are using your sentences very properly. Now let's see. Less space equals more traffic area. Now let's see. I am cutting this up and encapsulates summary. Okay, I'll be using over here. It has been demonstrated that less space equals more traffic area. Okay, guys. Now another one. Okay, another one. Let's see how another is going. Supply and demand concept known as induced demand. It is a very good over here. Now let's see. The speaker also gave brief information about, okay, this one is perfect. About supply and demand concept known as induced demand. Very good. Well done. Okay. Now another. This one is gone. Okay, I will erase this one. Okay. And make sure there is no like this. Now let's see another thing. Traveling by car becomes easier and quicker. Okay. Okay, more furthermore, it was also delineated that, okay, it is good, that traveling by car becomes quicker, easier and quicker. Okay, it's okay. You can use this if you have less word count, then you can use this. Okay, I will always use this at end because, yeah, who knows, because sometimes audio is very short and we won't be able to write each and everything. We won't be able to note it down all the keywords. So being safe side is a very good thing over here. Okay, now hence, okay, you can use anything, hence or therefore. So I'm removing one. Hence, after considering all substantial ideas of the lecture, it can be said that, okay, car travel becomes slower and more congested. You can use this as well. Come on, encapsulates that. I will be using that to make it more, to make my structure very good. The brief and explicit summary encapsulates that car travel becomes slower and more congested. Okay, congested. Very good. Now, however, hence all considering all substance of the lecture, it can be said that, okay, it can be said that, now I'm going to use these phrases, 10 lanes into 100 lanes. Okay, it can be said that can cover okay. I think I'm getting good word count, even though. So we all know that we need 50 to 70 words, no more than that. We're already in 78. So it can be said that traffic evaporation. Okay. It's too much. Traffic. Okay. I think I need to remove this line. 53. Yeah, it's enough. It's enough. Let's see another one.
In today's lecture, I'm going to talk about changes in air pollution since the middle of the last century and what has created these changes. So, by the 1950s, air pollution was very visible, with frequent thick black fogs known as smogs in many large cities around the world. The main source of this pollution was from factories, and it caused severe health problems. For example, a particularly severe smog in London in 1952 caused over 4,000 deaths. Obviously, something had to be done, and in 1956 a Clean Air Act was introduced in Britain. This addressed the pollution from factories, and the smog soon disappeared. However, as you know, these days air pollution is still a big issue. The main difference between now and the 1950s is that you can't see it, it's invisible. Also, the main source of pollution now is from cars and lorries, And although these don't produce visible signs, this air pollution is still a significant risk to health. And one of the key factors in the rise of this type of pollution is that we have all become much more vehicle dependent. There are far more cars and lorries, trains and planes than in the 1950s, and this is now the main source of air pollution around the world.
Okay, at first, just arrange your keywords or your phrases. Okay, I want to exit this. I don't need this now. Changes in air pollution, middle of the last century. Yes, centuries. Okay. 1950s smoke, largest cities around the world. Largest cities around the world. Severe health problems. 1856 Clean Air Act. In 1856 Clean Air Act was introduced. Air pollution is still a big issue. Source cars and main sources are cars and lorries. Vehicle dependent, vehicle dependent is the main source of air pollution around the world. Now let us paste the template of here. Oh my god, sorry. Okay, where are you? My template, here are you. Okay, now let's see. Okay, I will be using this over here. Encapsulates. I'll be using like unit arrange restructure as well about changes in air pollution. It has been demonstrated that what was demonstrated that vehicle dependent. Okay, in 1950 what I can do is in 1950 that largest cities around the world were affected by severe health problems in 1950. That's how I will be using. Okay, it has been demonstrated that largest cities around the world suffered suffered from unit arrange it. Okay, from severe health problems in 1950s. In 1950s, it's in time. Okay, it's a period of time. It's not an exact date. It's a period of time. In 1950s, the speaker also gave brief information about air pollution. Okay, I need to arrange this as well. Okay, the speaker also gave brief information about air pollution, which is still a big issue. Okay, that's how I need to arrange this thing, which is still a big issue. Furthermore, it was also delineated that in 1856 Clean Air Act was introduced, and it's a name. Clean Air Act is a name. Let's see, Clean Air Act was introduced. Okay, let's see how many words I have got. And vehicle dependent is the, okay, I guess is around the world, and it can be said that vehicle dependent is the main source of air pollution. Yes, you can use this. Okay, this is only used when I lack number of keywords. Okay, now let's see how many words. Oh my god, I'm already in 84. I need to remove more things. Furthermore, it was also in that. Okay, okay, I need to remove this. It will be okay. Okay, okay, I am in 69, 1950s. Now let's have a look at another one as well. Let's see.
Professor, could you say a bit more about this psychogeography you mentioned earlier?
Well, I could give you a short history of the subject, though it's not a subject in the academic sense, as far as I'm aware, or at least not at the college where I teach.
But what is it exactly? It sounds rather complicated. A mixture of what? Psychology and geography?
No, not at all. Well, the first theorist of it was a Frenchman, Guy Debord. And basically, in his words, it's the study of the effects of the geographical environment on the emotions and behavior of people. Put like that, of course, it doesn't sound like anything new. People have always been aware at some level of the effect of their surroundings on their emotions and way of life. And this includes not just buildings, but the landscape as a whole, the climate, and so on. But it is mainly an urban thing. And these days, people who call themselves psychogeographers tend to be harsh critics of the way modern city planners develop urban space. Really, I suppose, it asks people to pay more attention to their environment, be critical of it, and to note not just the aspects we've already mentioned, but the atmosphere created by them as well. I could go on and tell you how to go about it, but all you have to do is go online and you'll find a site for almost any city you care to name. It's worth looking into.
First, arrange your notes a bit more about psychogeography, mixture of psychology, and demonstrated that motion and behavior of people, way of life, building, landscape, and urban thing. It's geographers, atmosphere created by them. Go online and okay, it can be said that okay, encapsulates a bit more about psychogeography, I guess. Okay, this is it. It has been demonstrated that it has been demonstrated that it is a mixture of psychology and geography. The speaker also gave brief information about motion and behavior of people. Okay. Furthermore, it was also delineated that building atmosphere okay, I will arrange this too. There won't be any problem. It was also delineated that what I will be doing is that psychogeo created by delineated okay. psychogeographers. It was also delineated. Furthermore, it was also delineated about, we can do this, there won't be any problem. Atmosphere, about atmosphere curated by psychogeographers. I need to have a look at word count as well. Okay, however, hence after considering all that, it can be said that you can go online and find a site. Okay, it can okay, removing these things. I guess I don't need these things. Oh, sorry. Hence, after considering all substantial ideas of the lecture, it can be said that you can go online and find a site. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Okay. Okay, I'm already in 99 words. Is it? Yeah, I'm in 67 and it's fine. Yeah, that's how you need to solve these things. Okay, let's check. Any spelling mistakes? The brief and explicit summary encapsulates bit more about psychogeography. It has been demonstrated that it is a mixture of psychology and geography. The speaker also gave brief information about motion and behavior of people, and furthermore it was also delineated that it was also delineated that atmosphere that okay it was also delineated that atmosphere was created. It cannot that atmosphere was created is created by that is that the atmosphere is created by psychogeographers. Hence, after considering all substantial ideas of the lecture, it can be said that you can go online and find a site. Yeah, that's how you need to solve this. And never forget. Now let's see another one. Okay.
As you have probably noticed, fashions and tastes change quite noticeably over the years, most obviously perhaps in clothes, hairstyles, and popular music. The reputations of writers and artists are no different, though the alternating periods of being in and then out of fashion are longer. A poet may no longer appeal to a large reading public for a number of reasons, though we must keep in mind that poetry is a minority taste, and its readership is relatively small in the first place. So, I want to look at the reputation of Alexander Pope. In his own lifetime, he was praised and idolized by both his friends and the literary world in general, though he did have some rather vicious enemies. Yet both friends and enemies seemed more concerned with either praising or attacking his character and morals than with properly assessing the poems themselves. The Romantics, of course, had little time for him. Indeed, the Romantic movement, in poetry at least, was an attempt to make a complete break with the strict formality and rationality of the Augustan poets, of whom Pope was the most notable example. They did not regard him as a real poet, and complained of his ignorance of nature in the sense of mountains, trees, and flowers. The Victorians were even less responsive to Pope, and this was probably the period when his reputation was at its lowest. In fact, it wasn't until the 1920s that Pope and the Augustan poets were re-evaluated and given the attention and respect they deserve.
Okay, fashion and taste change quite noticeably. The speaker also gave brief information about ignorance of nature. Furthermore, it was also delineated that mm, mm, it can also be said that friends and enemies need to get attention and respect. Okay. Respect that they deserve. Okay. Now another one. I'm removing this. Now I need two sentences first. Last sentences. Okay, remove the things that I have already read. Okay, repetition of Alexander. These two are gone. Friends and okay, this is also gone. And importance of nature, ignorance of nature already done. Attacking the morals and attention and respect they deserve. It has also delineated that the reputation where at its it all that that reputation that reputation were at its lowest point. Okay, I guess this is enough. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's how you can solve this. Now let's check at last. I don't need this too. The brief and explicit summary encapsulates about repetition of Alexander. Make sure there is no double space over here. Okay. And it has been demonstrated that fashion and taste changes quite noticeably. The speaker also gave brief information about ignorance of nature. Furthermore, it was also delineated that reputation were at its lowest point. Hence, after considering all substantial ideas of the lecture, it can be said that friends and enemies also need attention and respect that they deserve. Okay, everything is fine over here, and that's how you need to solve this summarized spoken text. Never forget four things. Those are noun, adjective, verb, and adverb. I again repeat that noun is the naming word, whereas verb is the things that define noun. And another is verb. Verb is an act of doing something: to sit, to eat, to read, to write, and to sing. If you are acting on something, if you are doing something, then it is known as a verb. And another word is adverb, and it is how we perform an action. That means that studying, okay, studying carefully, studying slowly, walking slowly. Those ly ending words are known as adverbs. Okay, have a look again, repeat the video, watch through the end. You can always rewind. You can come back again, watch and see again and again and get the ideas. And I wish you guys all the best. Good luck to you. See you in the next video.